My name is Shannon Patterson. I'm an illustrator and an art activist. I started drawing from a very early age. I was very annoying. I used to draw on everyone's books, their pages, the walls. Since I can remember, I've always drawn, and it used to be the great pain of teachers, many teachers. Wouldn't do the homework, but I would draw on it. So. I would say I'm in an important juncture in my own practice because I'm now, for the first time in my artistic career, at a stage where the work is more steady and I'm starting to tick off goals that I didn't think were previously attainable. So the light at the end of the tunnel is getting a bit closer, and every time I get to a stage, I go, what's the next thing? And I hadn't got to that point before. I'd always just been like, it's just pocket money, or it's just getting my name out there. Now I'm actually making money, and I don't really concern myself so much with my reputation. I just do what I want, and it's really exciting. I sometimes have to balance my studio time with other roles. Sometimes because activism is really important to me. I want to keep that in my life, even if it's not involving art. So things on the ground, often just little things, admin, meetings, going to rallies, supporting other people in their causes, and doing stalls and stuff, selling other people's work as well. It's really important to me, and also getting involved in other people's Kickstarters. I really like the idea of uplifting other artists while I'm on my own journey. It's a supportive community. So with balancing everything, I've started to, now that I'm at this point where people are relying on me and responsibilities are different, more important. I have to now write lists, post-it notes, write on my hand, and just keep myself in check because I am my own boss now, and that is the reality of it. So it's hard going, but it's chaotic to say the least. So I make my work kind of everywhere. Here is my dad's studio. I live at home at the moment. The pandemic kind of sent me back home. I was living in Cork, and I was working from the windowsill of my box bedroom. But and then before that, I was actually working as a teacher in Thailand. I was working again from my bed, and Galway, I was working from my bed. So I've always worked kind of from really small desks and box rooms and all sorts of things. But at the moment, I'm sharing the space with my dad, thank goodness. I do use social media to promote my work. I use Instagram mostly. Instagram's a really good, I think it's a really good business space for artists. If what I used to do, and I still do it, but I used to rely on opening myself for commissions on Instagram, and then people would come into my DMs. I would say be careful with that, especially if you're a woman. You do have to be mindful, and it's just a part of social media, and everybody is at that stage. But it's not. It's. I would stress, don't get disheartened by some of the things, the criticisms that you get. There's a lot of people with opinions that don't need to be heard. You don't need to open every DM, and you don't need to follow these people. You can block them, whatever. And sometimes I think as an artist starting out, we feel like we have to open ourselves to the world's opinion constantly because we end up looking for that validation online as a way to see where we are in our work. But it stunts you creatively when you start to estimate your self worth by that validation. When you don't get the likes or the follows that you expect from a piece that you really love, that can really lower your self worth and actually stunt your progress. You shouldn't be thinking about stuff like that. Just do what you think in your heart is your work, even if it's not your best. If you feel like you want to put it out there, something in it resonates with you. I price my work and commissions differently, depending on what I do. And I've had to develop kind of a bit of a thick skin when pricing commissions and things, because it's really easy, especially as an artist starting out, to just give things away for free. Never give things away for free, because people will take advantage, and whether they mean well or not, you know, you should still have a price on your work, because you have to take yourself seriously for anyone else to take you seriously. Art is a whether you're a musician, actor, you know, TV, illustrator, whatever, it is never taken seriously by society, generally speaking. So people will always try and take advantage because they think it's a fun subject. It's something someone does as a hobby. You need to take yourself seriously. So I advise everybody to put some kind of a price on it, no matter where you feel your level is at. For illustrators, generally speaking, for the bottom of the barrel, it starts at £11 an hour up north. And I started off with that whenever I was kind of freelancing part time. The way I look at it is, if you don't want to do a minimum wage job that you are obviously relying on, most of us are doing second jobs, aim above a minimum wage. Aim above minimum wage, give yourself that little bit of respect, and other people will as well. And often I find people don't know what price they're looking for as well, so it can be flexible. Just it's a case by case basis, depending on the kind of job or what you want to do, but always price your work. That's what I would say. What motivates me, it's probably bad to say, sometimes it can be spite, but people my whole life outside of my family circle, and every artist will relate to this, will tell you that what you've been passionate about when you were at school, when you were a child, when you're in university, is all aspirational and it's not actually attainable. And they can often make fun of you and put you in a position where you actually then believe them and tear away from your work. And it happened to me a lot, where I kept thinking, no matter how many times I was, you know, selling something or doing well or feeling like happy with my work, I never felt confident enough to go out there and start selling it and making something for myself, because I had these voices in my head from the past who were saying, you know, careers advisors saying, you can't do that, no one can do that. And the biggest lie I've ever been told is that you can't sell art, that art is impossible, and it's you can't break into it. You just have to be really confident. So what motivates me on one side is that thing of, I'm going to prove people wrong, and I keep going and see how far I get. And the other side is just passion. It's just something I've always loved to do. And especially now that I've found activism, that drives me, because I feel like I'm helping in some way or another, even if it's a tiny, small way. I'll just putting visuals to causes, things like that. So there are different reasons for motivation, and some days they feel stronger than others. But always the passion is at the core of what motivates me. Barriers that I faced are probably mostly the people, the extended family, and some friends in my life would have been a big barrier for me, because it was always a joke. So my name, my brand is Rose May Scribble. It's play on words. My middle name is Rose May, and the reason it says Scribble is because all my friends would always say, "Are you doing your wee scribbles?" It was very condescending. A lot of everything I've been told is, "Oh, you're just doing your wee scribbles." It's not actually a thing. So a barrier for me is actually turning it into something that I'm proud of, and actually facing kind of just mean spirited comments and condescending attitudes and things. And like I was saying before with social media, people who come into your DMs and send you all kinds of abuse, you just have to develop a really thick skin. If somebody wanted to get started and they needed advice of some kind, I'd love to just shake them and say, like, just do it, like, just put it out there. Whether or not you feel you're at a level that you're good or good enough doesn't matter, because you'll always improve if you keep working at it, but you'll never feel like you're ready if you have that mindset that it has to be later and not now. Just do it now. That's what I would say.